Hey there! In today's quick and easy video, I'm going to get these cube steaks ready to make chicken fried steak tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of these and put them in this gallon bag here. See, I used to think when you made chicken fried steak that you had to beat the tar out of it just to make it tender. And I'd beat them and beat them and beat them to the point where they'd be about to fall apart, literally. And I found out that doesn't make them tender at all. In fact, they were tough as nails. So I did find out what makes them tender is this step here. So you want to get your eggs and beat them up pretty good. And you want to salt them and pepper them to your taste. Let's see. That's probably enough on that. And this is the secret ingredient right here, the buttermilk. It helps to make these so tender, you just can't believe how tender they come out. So I'm putting a couple of cups of this in here. I had it in the freezer, and so I never realized you could freeze this, but you can, and it comes out great. But we'll go ahead and mix this together, and I'm messing up the table as usual. Always got to make a mess, right? But okay. Now I'm going to pour all of this in with the steaks. And we're going to let this soak in the refrigerator. They say anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, but I think it's best to let them go overnight. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to let these go overnight. I'm going to put them in this nice dish here. So these are all ready to go in the fridge overnight, and I'll come back tomorrow when I'm ready to start the double dredge on them, and I'll see you then. Okay, I pulled these out of the fridge just a few minutes ago. They were in there for 18 hours, and the enzymes in the egg and the buttermilk help to soften the steak and without making it mushy. But they say to let them sit at least 4 hours, and overnight is best. So like I said, these went for 18 hours. So I'm going to get them out now. Get them ready for their double dredge. Okay. Well, I went ahead and washed my hands after I got the meat in, and the meat and the egg and buttermilk mixture into the dish. So I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a teaspoon of garlic powder in with the flour. And I've got 2 cups of flour here. So I'm going to go ahead and whisk that all up together real good. And then I'm going to steal a couple of tablespoons of that so we can make our gravy using that later on. It's about 2 tablespoons. All right, so get that ready. Now I'm going to put these more side by side. Get my tongs and get my first piece of meat out. Ooh. Okay. And we're going to double dredge these. So that means they'll be going into the egg and flour mixture twice. And I'm going to put my glove on for this. Try to make a little less of a mess. But just got to get some flour and try to get it up on top. And then we'll flip it over a couple of times. And that's ready to go back into the egg mixture. I'm going to see if I can get the other one ready to go too. Just making a mess. I always have to make a big old mess no matter what I do, it seems. But there we'll put that. Got a good bed of flour there before I put it back. Now, I don't think I can do that left-handed, so I'm going to switch. All right. And this can get a little messy, but it's not that difficult to clean up afterwards. But doing it like this, it's going to be so worth it. It comes out so good. So, now on the second bunch of flour, we're going to actually pat it down really good and press the flour in. Over and get the other side done as well. Okay, now that one's ready to go on our pan here, and they'll have to go back in the refrigerator for another 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll fry them all up. I'll get this one done, and then I'll do the other two. And I'll probably come back in just a little while when we're ready to put them into the hot grease. All right, my oil is hot. I just tamped it. And now I just pulled these out of the fridge. And I'm going to attempt to get one picked up, because we want to put this in this hot oil very gently. A little more gently than I did, I think. Oh, I even pulled out my cast iron for this job. I rarely do that anymore. Okay, and we're going to try and get that one next to it. And you can see they are on their way. I need to pay attention to the clock because we want to do them 3 to 4 minutes on each side. So I'm going to let these go for a little bit, and I'll be right back. So it's been 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to flip this baby over very gently. Oh, that smells so good. Oh my goodness, I can hardly wait for this. Oh, I'm really excited about this meal. We haven't done this in a long time. And we always wonder why we don't do it more often when we do it, because it's that good. Oh my goodness. I'll see you in a little bit. I do believe this smaller one is ready. And I'm going to pull it. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to put it back here. Let it rest a little bit. I'm going to give this one just a little bit more time because it's still bleeding a little bit. All right, I decided it's time to pull this one out now and set it up there. I don't think I can get these other two in at the same time. So I'm going to try and just get this long one in there. Okay. And I know you guys aren't interested in watching all this frying up, but I'll bring you back when they're all done. How's that? So I've got my 2 tablespoons of flour here that I saved from earlier to make the gravy, and I dumped most of the oil out. Tried to save approximately a couple of tablespoons of oil in here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in the flour. I'm going to whisk that around for 2 or 3 minutes. And I'll bring you back when I'm ready to start putting the milk in. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of milk in. And a little more. And a little more. I've got a 1.5 cups of milk here. So I'm just, until it cools down a little bit, I'm just going to put a little bit in at a time. All right, I'm still standing here stirring, but it came to a boil almost a minute ago, which means it's almost done. So I'm just going to give it a few more stirs, and we're going to turn off that heat, and we'll have the gravy for the meat. See you in a bit. I think my dogs are all a little upset with me because I haven't offered them any of this yet. But I am so excited to try this. Here we go. The outside's nice and crispy, and the inside is so tender. It's just amazing how tender the buttermilk and egg makes the meat. Oh, I wish I'd learned this years ago. We would have been doing this a lot more often. You're gonna love it, but only if you try it. Thanks so much for watching all my videos, everybody. If you get any value, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Have a blessed day now. Bye-bye.